His whole family and staff knew that when Tupac made his first overtures toward leaving death row, the fact alone that he would dare challenge the record label's accounting was sufficient grounds for violent retribution. This prompted Yasmin Fula to visit Frank Alexander and Kevin Hackey on the set of Gridlocked and warn them.
Myself and Kevin Hackey, we were both on duty that day on the set. And it was in the evening time because it was already night. And I got this phone call from Yasmin Fula. And she said, "Hey Frank, I'm coming down to a Gridlock. Don't you and Kevin leave because I need to talk to the two of you." So, probably 30 minutes later, she shows up and she goes, "Hey," she goes, "there's some things going on over at the death row office. Pac has called an audit on the death row office." Now, this was the first time I had ever heard anything about an audit, obviously, because she came down to tell us this story about, the audit going on. And her main thing was that she wanted us to pay, like, a little bit more closer attention to Pac, watch him a little bit closer because she wasn't sure of the repercussions of this audit that was going to be going on because apparently Pac was pretty hot over it.
Nowhere in the Dannemora Agreement was the most critical provision. Death row had any right to Tupac's masters. Knight had no contractual right to keep them from him. According to the adversarial claims made by the Shakur estate in 2008, by the time the 1996 Interscope Agreement was made, Tupac had recorded approximately 152 unreleased songs that were not included in the 3 albums that were the subject of the 1995 Dannemora Agreement. Nothing in the 1995 Dannemora Agreement gave either Death Row or Interscope the right to exploit the unreleased songs. Moreover, there was nothing in the contract between Death Row and Tupac which gave Death Row ownership of the tracks, either the compositions or the sound recordings. As such, both the sound recordings and the compositions belonged to the artist, Tupac, even though the physical master tapes were in the possession of Death Row.
It just was gonna be ugly, and because we had already heard on the phone, driving around in LA, a call, Tupac is at Death Row, pissed off. He wants his shit. That was in June.
To this day, the bankruptcy trustees are still finding Death Row masters, hidden by night in an attempt to conceal them from their rightful owner. On October 2nd, 2008, a woman led Deputy Christopher Schmidt of the Livingston County Sheriff's Department to a storage unit in Burlington, Michigan under her name. That's where the officer found what would appear to be certain master recordings and videos contained in 10 by 12-inch black boxes. Deputy Schmidt told the court that he had in his possession what he believes to be numerous master recordings of Death Row records that he obtained from the storage unit.